He never talked about it. Not to his doctor, not to his friends, and not even to his late wife. But every morning, just before the sun came up, he'd sit alone at the edge of his bed and try to feel something. Anything. It was quiet, routine, and familiar, right? Until one morning, his hands went numb, his chest tightened, and the world around him started to spin. He didn't know that his body had been warning him for years. I'm Dr. Laura, a urologist who's spent years working with men over 60. Men who are strong, proud, and private. Men like him, and maybe like you. And I'm here to tell you something important. Masturbation isn't the enemy. But how you do it, when you do it, and what's happening inside you while you do it. That's where the danger hides. Because the truth is, there are 4 specific mistakes older men often make, especially in the early morning, that can silently wear down your heart, damage your nerves, and disrupt your hormones. And most men don't even know they're doing anything wrong. So in this video, I'll walk you through those mistakes, one by one. I'll also show you how to shift from harm to healing and reveal the one time of day when self-pleasure isn't just safe. It's actually good for your health, your hormones, and your peace of mind. Now, let's start with the first thing most men don't realize, the timing. When you wake up, your body is still adjusting, right? You haven't had breakfast or even a sip of water, so your heart is still in a low-rhythm state. Your blood vessels are tight from hours of inactivity, and your body hasn't fully rehydrated. Then you suddenly send a rush of blood to the pelvic region, increase your heart rate, and raise your blood pressure, all in a matter of seconds. That's a major strain on an aging heart. Okay, I've seen patients in their 60s and 70s collapse in the bathroom or next to the bed, and they didn't even know what hit them. The solution here isn't complicated, but it does require mindfulness. Before you put your body under any kind of physical stress, even the stress of pleasure, give it what it needs first. Like drink a glass of water. Move your body gently. Get your circulation going. And eat something small to stabilize your blood sugar. Remember, it's not about stopping what you enjoy. It's about preparing your body to handle it safely. All right, now let's talk about something just as important, but a little more modern. When I ask men how they usually get in the mood in the morning, I often hear the same answer. Doc, I just grab my phone and scroll for a few minutes. I know what that means. And trust me, you're not alone. But what you may not realize is that morning screen time, especially exposure to adult content, can have a quiet but powerful effect on your brain. Repeated exposure to high-intensity sexual stimuli, like explicit videos, can rewire the brain's reward system. For older men, this is especially risky because the dopamine receptors, the parts of the brain responsible for motivation and pleasure, become more sensitive with age, not less. Okay, that means you don't need as much stimulation to overload your brain. And when that happens, the pleasure you get from real touch, real connection, and even emotional intimacy starts to fade. I've had men in their 60s tell me, I don't feel anything when I'm with my partner anymore. Not because they've lost the ability, but because their brain has been trained to expect novelty, speed, and visual extremes. Okay, one scroll at a time, you're numbing your own sensitivity, and most men don't realize it until it's too late. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly, day after day, when you think you're just passing time on your phone. It's not just about porn, it's about presence. It's about learning to wake up with your body instead of instantly trying to escape it. If you want to preserve your ability to feel, both physically and emotionally, consider giving your brain a break from the screen. Try taking 5 minutes to breathe, stretch, or step outside instead of diving into digital stimulation. The long-term reward? A stronger connection with yourself, and a much higher chance of experiencing real satisfaction, not just a quick chemical hit. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware. Most older men I meet never had these conversations when they were younger. And honestly, no one ever taught us how to take care of our sexuality as we age. But it's not too late to learn. And it's never too late to change the way you care for your body and your mind. Let's keep going, because there's something else most men overlook. Something as simple as how you sit could be affecting your sexual health without you even knowing it. When it comes to habits and health, what happens in your mind can be just as powerful as what happens in your body. After all, our emotions are closely tied to how our hormones work. And for men over 60, this connection can have a real impact on energy, mood, and even sexual function. Many men experience feelings of guilt or shame related to masturbation. Whether these feelings come from cultural messages, religious beliefs, or personal doubts, they often lead to negative emotions that don't just stay in your head. They affect your whole body. According to research from the National Institute of Mental Health, emotions like guilt and shame trigger the body's stress response, causing an increase in cortisol, the hormone often called the stress hormone. When cortisol levels remain elevated for long periods, it can interfere with the production of testosterone, the key hormone responsible for muscle strength, libido, mood, and energy. For men over 60, maintaining balanced testosterone is especially important. Testosterone supports your vitality, confidence, and ability to enjoy life fully. But when negative feelings follow masturbation, cortisol rises and testosterone drops. This hormonal imbalance might leave you feeling tired, less motivated, or even mentally foggy. It can also weaken your immune system and impair memory. The frustrating part is that this cycle often goes unnoticed because it happens quietly. You may find yourself less interested in intimacy or pleasure, but not realize that feelings of guilt are playing a big role. Stress and hormone imbalance can also dull sexual pleasure. It's like your body wants to feel good, but the signals are mixed up. Your brain and hormones aren't working in harmony. This disconnect can make it harder to feel close to your partner or even enjoy self-pleasure. So, how do you break this cycle? The first step is awareness. Understand that guilt is not harmless. It actually rewires your hormones and affects your health. Instead of pushing these feelings away or beating yourself up, try to acknowledge them gently and without judgment. Remember that masturbation is a natural and healthy part of life at any age. Being kind to yourself reduces stress and lowers cortisol, helping your testosterone bounce back. You might find mindfulness practices helpful, like deep breathing, meditation, or journaling about your feelings. Even a few minutes each day can calm your nervous system and restore hormonal balance. When you approach self-pleasure with kindness rather than guilt, your whole experience improves. Now, let's talk about timing, the best time of day for masturbation, especially after 60. It might surprise you to learn that morning isn't the ideal window. A study from the University of California, Berkeley, shows that testosterone levels in men tend to peak between late afternoon and early evening, roughly 4 to 7 p.m. During this golden window, your circulation is stable, your nervous system is calm, and your mood is usually more relaxed. Choosing this time for self-pleasure offers several benefits. Your heart and circulation are fully awake, reducing the risk of dizziness or strain. Your brain processes pleasure more naturally, without needing the high-intensity stimulation often craved in the morning. And since your hormone levels are balanced, you're less likely to experience guilt or stress afterward. If you've been used to masturbating first thing in the morning, changing this habit might feel challenging. The good news is you can ease into it slowly. Try hydrating and moving gently in the morning to prepare your body, and save self-pleasure for the afternoon. Gradually delay your usual morning routine until you can comfortably enjoy it later in the day. This simple shift can make a powerful difference in how refreshed and satisfied you feel afterward. It aligns your habits with your body's natural rhythms and supports your overall health. By tuning into your body's signals and treating your mind with kindness, you can break harmful cycles and reclaim pleasure, energy, and confidence. As we come to the final part of this important conversation, it's time to see how all these pieces fit together to help you live healthier and feel better after 60. You've learned why rushing into masturbation first thing in the morning can strain your heart and circulation, how watching porn early can rewire your brain's pleasure system, and why posture matters to keep blood flowing and nerves healthy. We've also seen how feelings of guilt raise stress hormones that quietly reduce your testosterone, and why the late afternoon is actually the best time for self-pleasure. What's most important to remember is that your body, mind, and emotions are deeply connected, and each small change you make helps protect all three. Taking a moment every morning to hydrate and move gently prepares your heart and blood vessels for the day ahead. Avoiding porn in the early hours helps your brain stay sensitive to natural pleasure. Sitting comfortably and upright supports healthy blood flow and reduces nerve compression. And most importantly, treating yourself with kindness, not guilt, lowers cortisol and keeps your testosterone balanced. Shifting your masturbation routine to the late afternoon or early evening, when your body is at its physical and hormonal best, makes the experience more enjoyable and restorative. It's a simple change that can bring surprising benefits to your energy, mood, and overall well-being. You don't have to feel stuck with old habits or negative feelings. Your body still has great capacity for pleasure, connection, and vitality. And with awareness and care, you can reclaim that strength every day. If you found these insights helpful, please share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else to make positive changes too. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more advice designed to support your health and happiness at every age. Here's to honoring your body's wisdom, embracing life fully, and living your best years with strength and joy. Take good care. You absolutely deserve it.